heart racing, angry facing. My tribe don't want me anymore. I believe my TV. Wait, no, I don't. I know the machine behind it doesn't love me, not the way that I love you. Did you forget that moment we shared? Did you forget how much you cared? That dance between us all summer long? Time passed, we heard each other's song. You saw me then, and I saw you. I know your heart, that with which you embrace the world. I know the strength you carry on your back, that heavy load, as you walk along your road. You called me remarkable, beautiful, only because you felt me on the inside, not because of my native skin. When did you forget me? Is it that easy to mask what you don't want to see? My tribe don't want me anymore. My tribe don't want me anymore. I didn't wake one day, say, hey, I think I'll make my life extremely hard and wreck everyone I thought I knew me. I didn't pick this road on purpose, I just followed where the pages drew me. Didn't we vow to listen to those who think different from us? Didn't we vow to learn from any who would speak with us? I did, I have, I do, and this is where it led. Do we only listen to shut them up, or so we consider what is said? I considered, I dropped what I thought I knew, I gave the enemy a seat at the table and heard them out. I listened when most of you would only shout. I looked, I questioned, I sniffed, I tasted it. I danced back and forth along the line between. I perched upon that fence, calling you to come up and see. You vowed to close your mouth and listen. Does that only apply to those darker than you, those freakier or geekier, the hooked or holy skin? There is room enough for everyone. There is room at the table. And it must include all. Women, yes, but also men. The patriarchy will not be brought into balance by excluding our sons, our brothers, and fathers. Toxic masculinity is real, but what does toxic femininity look like? Can we talk about that too? Black, yes. What does it feel like to be in skin that is an indictment of your soul? I'm learning pretty quickly what that feels like, but instead of being listened to, back when I echo the depth of my understanding, I am mocked, called fragile for my genuine vulnerability. Queer, yes, sexuality is complex. It is a beautiful spectrum. Shades of beauty, attraction, animal, chemical, social conditioning, these are real. Latino, yes, the ones in cages, the ones desperate for a better life for their children, yes, them. And yes, the ones who speak of the dangers of socialism too. Jewish, yes. Did you know that they are on the streets with my new tribe? Did you know that the people you call Nazi are actually the people standing side by side with God's people, fighting back on behalf of the human body and its divine systems, its science of natural protections? Did you know that, my new friends? Over here are just like me. We all stood in those smash the system shoes. We all worked to bring the rich man's rigged rat race to its knees. A year ago, I would have been by your side with my fist in the air. But then I listened. I saw it. Socialism sneaking under the door. And what does that mean? Medicare for all? Yes. But also lack of incentive for all. Human life requires energy output. Only parasites expect to be carried. Capitalism has its flaws. Adam Smith, Alexander Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Madison, all brilliant but imperfect men of their own time. It's not perfect, but it was created by the underdog to protect the rights of individuals, to restrain those who might attain power for their own ends. The propaganda machine is insidious. Do you even see it anymore? It's infiltrated the beautiful minds of your tribe. Socialism is not the goal, my sisters, in anarchy, the ultimate system of the oppressor. Unrest from the inside out. Convince you that the system is holding you back. Convince you that it needs to be torn down to make it easier on everyone. It's not easier. It's life lived on the backs of those who work hard for their daily bread. It's punishing your industrious and honest neighbor for having the gall to strive to be a better father and husband. It's buying your allegiance through food allowances. It's people disappearing off the street, never to be seen again. It's hell and horror. It's mob rule. Dragging your privileged ass from your house in the night to beat you, rape your family, and steal whatever you have of value. It's starvation. It's famine. It's farmers who cannot grow enough food. It's blood running in the streets as we fight and kill each other. Well, a few sit back and pull the strings. This is about race, the human race. This is the last stand of free, well-resourced, fully networked, armed humans on Earth. This is it. If this nation falls to its knees, we all go with it. The shackles will close once and for all, and no kin of yours or mine will ever taste freedom again without so much death and despair that humanity herself might not survive. What a time to be alive. My sons and daughters, at the beginning of the path on the verge of adulthood, look at me with wondering eyes, fearful eyes, strong, unblinking eyes. These are who we fight for. We cannot thrash around burning the whole house down. Silence, listening, strategy, joining hands. This is what is needed to make a stand. I know my suit is no better than yours in so many ways. It's not what we planned. But if any figure at the top has been worthy of our hope, our wary and highly observant hope, it is the suit you have been convinced to despise by the ones who fear us joining hands. I don't like it either. The unlikeliest of allies, orange and unpleasant, unpolished and crude, sexually unstable and egotistical, a privileged opportunist turned economic general, in the interest of preserving the foundations of the nation which empowered his kin, disguised as the walking embodiment of the worst of our culture, turned outlaw pariah by globalist vultures, and yet somehow this bloated figure is standing in between us and a great abyss, eternal human enslavement. Eternal human enslavement. I don't like it, but I cannot look away, and I see what I see. Bloated reality TV imperfection with semi-self-serving love for freedom is a better step in the right direction for rebelling, reclaiming, and rebuilding than Tiananmen Square. Please, I am still the same earth and humanity-loving soul I have always been. Flawed but pure of heart, I am not a stranger for you to demonize, pin on those lies, decide you despise. Do you think I picked that guy to walk beside with his heavy bags, his name dragged, carrying this imperfect flag? Do we require perfection to see the value of another human being offering what they can to humanity? Are his motives pure? I cannot say, but I know what I see in the moves that he's made. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. 2 children, orders, 70-hour weeks for pennies, dead daughters in the dumpster. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Animal torture, desperation so profound that dogs are no longer pets. Censorship of every thought. The enemy of my enemy is my ally, tracking every movement, turning you off to society if you step out of line. Camps for those who fight back, death to those who refuse to be enslaved. The enemy of my enemy is my compatriot. Microaggressions be damned. This is what we are up against, young sister. This is the sale of our souls. Contracts long being drawn up, drawing to a close. Breadlines being signed right now with your blood, dear black men. Police abuse of power is small peanuts, a minor flaw that we can all strive to minimize. And abuse of power is the fight. Destabilize, crack pipes, family ties, media lies, gender crises, baiting blacks and whites. What's the matter with these lives? Who is paying for your news? Who introduced the ideas? Intellectual innuendo, seeding that which you have embraced as justice. Who paid for the prophets, the versions of science you link and quote, shove down other throats? Who painted your portrait of history and the giants whose shoulders we stand upon? What did they gain by pulling us all down? Where and why did this all start? Tell me, who is inside of your head, dear heart? I won't cover my face, suffocating myself, condemned either way to panic attacks in a grocery store. And for this mortal sin, My loving, accepting, compassionate tribe don't want me anymore. My friend, my old love, this existence has become so cruel. Don't let them use you. Don't let the mind manipulators make you a fool. Move you to war with those you held on high while they watch from the sky. You are so much more than a tool. Don't let them minimize you. If war is what it comes to, I will fight for this republic and its foundation. If war is what it comes to, I will side with the founders of this nation, but we are not your enemy and you are not ours. The force we are fighting is up in those ivory towers, sucking dry your powers, sedating you with flowers, ticking down to mere hours. An ocean away, the perfect system of control, ushered in by the collective troll. Before we let it come here, heads will have to roll. I write this plea to those souls from my tribe. My tribe don't want me anymore, but still I plead, before this comes to war, that you remember those you loved are at our core. The opinions of honorable men and women being of consequence, all who would be free must come up on this fence, tear down the fence, reach through the fence, call through the fence, sing through the fence, and open the gate before it's too late. We are all bound to the same fate. United we stand, divided we fall, and that means all.